Good morning. Good morning. And we're back for another Q&A. Too low FPS. And too low FPS. Frames per second. It's too low. How's that? Good morning. Just back for another Q&A with you guys. Good morning. Good morning. And we're back for another Q&A. Just feel free to post your questions at the bottom of the screen, and we can get some questions answered today. This morning, I'm going to do another Q&A. We had a pretty good session last week, or yesterday actually. So I wanted to spend as much time as possible with you guys. So let's try to make myself available while I have time in the morning before I get my day started. So if you have any questions, feel free to post them below regarding home care, assisted living, general business questions. Um, this slide you see in here is from the cohort. We'll go through some slides again this morning. This is from the training. So let me go to the beginning. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to just post them in the comment section below, and we can get to it. I'm excited to answer some questions for you guys this morning. We're sending out some planners today, so if you want a planner, we have some available. Simply check out the website, use the discount code, and order it as soon as you can, if that's something you're interested in. So that's available. Feel free to post any questions or comments that you may have in the comment section below, and see if I can help you guys out this morning. No questions yet? No questions? Okay, I'm gonna just stay on. So if you got a question, feel free to post it in the comment section below. And we just started a new cohort, so you're more than welcome to join. Um, we'll be probably looking at a couple slides again today, some of the training that we do cover during the course of the 6 month cohort. So, um, yeah, if you just want to hang out and wait till we start getting some questions in, or people start asking questions, then we'll get into a little deeper conversation. But this is here just making myself available to you guys this morning. That's it. I don't understand that. Like it's kind of trying to disconnect. I don't know what that's about. Well, we're going to keep going regardless of that. Any questions this morning? I'll get into something here shortly. Um, I just been working on getting my community liaisons back out in the community. So I'm working on building routes this morning, uploading routes to the app. So we just take all the addresses from the that we have and upload them into a specific app, and the app creates routes. You know, um, the most efficient routes. So so there's not a lot of backtracking and going in circles. We want to keep it make it more as efficient as possible. So we upload the routes into these to these to the app Road Warriors, and then we're able to get the community liaison back out in the community. And we haven't been able to do it because of COVID. So now it's like we're able to do that now, and we're gonna take advantage of it and try to do much more than what we were before. Because before we were trying to hit 20 25 25 a minimum of 25 facilities, organizations, potential referral sources a week, 25 a week. And now we're going to try to bump that up to 50 a week and get two people out there opposed to just one. Just scaling, just everything that I do, I'm always trying to scale and grow the company. And it's not, and you think some people think, oh, you gotta, you're just doing it for money, but it's not that. Like if you're not growing your businesses, it's shrinking. It's just the way it is because money is kind of like, if it's not coming in at the same rate that it's going out, obviously, right? You're gonna run into a jam eventually. And the bills seem to mount up every year. It seems like it just costs more to run the business. I'm doing the same thing, but it just costs more. So you have to do more just to keep up with you know, with the marketplace. We're not complaining. We got the skill set. We don't deviate too far from what's been working for us, but we just try to double down on it and just kind of pay attention to it and don't get caught up in like the new fads or the new trendy marketing strategies or the new trendy what people are talking about. Oh, you should be doing this or you should be doing that. Just remember, I always try to, and I get caught up like that sometimes, but I got to remind myself, pull myself back into focus. Like, no, I can't get involved in that, or I can't get involved in this. Like, I was even looking at doing some new strategies as far as you know, um, recently with going after some different type of clients that I previously didn't want to deal with. Like state paid clients, like Medicaid and stuff like that. I was considering it just because looking for new avenues, but the so I consulted with somebody actually yesterday about it, and someone who does Medicare clients, and I was just like, because that's something I've never done or was interested in doing because of they don't pay as much, but I figured that maybe if we get enough clients in under that, it might make sense. But then I went and consulted with a friend of mine who's doing it, and he's like, man, stick to the private pay, stick to the long term care clients. How they may be a little harder to find. You have to build a strong network, but have to maintain and continue to build a strong network to get those kind of clients. But it's worth it because they control their own destiny, and the state is not all in your business. And he's just saying it's just so hard to just because the state just really makes it difficult for you to do business in that way. So I'm not interested in having the state involved in anything that I'm doing personally. So that's where I'm at with it. So I'm just back doubling down on the things that work. Um, Meaningful relationship development, placing racks, going out into the community, meeting new people is something that we've been doing. Oh, a new thing that we're going to be adding is we're going to be adding an information booth to the downtown area in our market, downtown Annapolis. We're going to be adding an information booth, so it's going to be flyers, brochures, um, actual person there to kind of to tell you about the company, and that's what we're going to be. That's what we're looking. Something new that we're adding to our overall marketing strategy, just information stand. And I know you guys been like to downtown areas and you see people out there like, with the breast cancer information or, taking donations like the Salvation Army with their little booths. So we're going to have a booth for our home care and our assisted living just downtown in the just a little table. We're not going to be trying to like convert anybody or make any sales at that play at that moment, but we're definitely want to get the information out about our our services to the directly to the community like in that way, which is something I've never done. I've thought about it in the past, but it's something I never actually pulled the trigger on. So now I'm excited to get that going. And so that's one new strategy that we're going to be implementing in 2022. We just were kind of waiting for the weather to break, obviously. But other than that, we should be up and running with the stand. And I'm definitely going to be doing some lives from this from the information stand, so you guys can see exactly what we're doing, what it looks like, how we're benefiting from it, and or if it's a dud, if it's nothing and we can't get nothing out of it, I'm gonna be tell you either way. But that's something that I'm excited about. Getting out there, putting two chairs out there, just training like I'm thinking about getting like a younger kid. I mean, like a teenager, like a or pre, like an early 20s, like a student or somebody who's interested in entrepreneurship, maybe the nursing and nursing aspect of or nursing, something like that in the healthcare field. And then setting them up, giving them the proper information they need to share about what the services we offer, and then also train them up on what the senior living and senior industry is about, and then have them get out there and start passing out flyers and doing what they can to get the information out there about our company. So that's what we're excited to do right now. That's one new thing that we're gonna be implementing and just doubling down on what I always do, going out there. And one thing I'm not going to be focused on as much this year is search engine optimization. We're putting a lot of money into that, and it's like it's not yielding the results that I would prefer, that I would like, based on the money that we're putting into it. So we're just rethinking the search engine optimization. We're rethinking how we spend money online. What because we just basically going off what works and what's been working and what hasn't been. And what you'll see, it's a concept that you'll hear about in business called the 80-20 rule. It says 80% of your money comes from 20% of your efforts. And it's like you're always trying to figure out where that 80% is. I mean that 20% is. Um and doubling down on that. So you're always focusing on what's working, not just doing things just to be doing it, or you think because you think it should work, or you heard somebody else doing it. Obviously, you got to try it first, but once you try it and it's not working for you, you want to have the discipline and the and the flexibility to keep it moving quick. Don't get stuck trying to push a strategy that you don't really see any results. I mean, you have to give it time, obviously, but a year of doing like strong SEO, search engine optimization, and not getting the lead flow that I would have liked, and it's enough time for me to just say enough is enough. I need to rethink this strategy and go in a different direction. So that's what we did. So or that's what we're doing. Good morning. Good morning. Just making myself available this morning for you guys. If there's any questions or anything that you had, we can answer them now. So if there's any questions or that you had, feel free to post them in the comment section below, and we'll be able to help you. What you're looking at on the screen are just some slides from the cohort training. This is the first week training. We talk about productivity and maintaining uh your staying on your agenda, not being you know influenced by outside influences before you get your stuff done. That's pretty much what these two sheets that you see in front of you on the screen. That's what that's for, helping you do that. It kind of let me it kind of helped me made me end up making my own planner because I just realized how important it is to have these planners and stuff. So do we have so yeah, we have the discount code. Let me put the discount code down there. Discount code Isabel. I'm gonna put the discount code here for you. It's Care 2022, and it's a 50%. So you get everything half off for the day, and it's here now. It's Allen. Well, it's Care. It's Care. It's Care 2022. Discount code is Care 2022 at allenchain.com. You can get the planner if you want a planner. We definitely got some planners in. Um, we're going to be shipping some out today. If you want to get one, you want to get some going out today, hop on there, use the discount code, get you a planner, and yeah, we're excited to send them off. Good morning, Sherry. You say, what are some of the insurances? What do you mean? Like, what are the insurance that we have as far as our own coverage, or or are you asking about clients' insurance that they use to pay? And I mean, we could talk about both. It's fine. And so the clients, well, we usually get the clients to pay. They usually pay with long-term care insurance. I don't take Medicare. I was just in a conversation thinking about taking Medicare this year or Medicaid, but I decided against it because, I talked to my a friend of mine. He was just telling me like, man, you don't want to do it. It's just not worth it, um, because it's just so much headache. But other than that, we just go off of long-term care insurance and private pay, and we find private pay clients just by simply marketing. Marketing directly to the community, building the referral networks, doing good services. Be providing good care leads to opportunities for you to find clients, private pay clients, and it's like word of mouth and referrals. So it's like you said, people always say it's hard to find private pay clients, but it's like if you find one, then you're gonna find another one. Then you find another one and find another one because it's word of mouth. If you provide good services, you'll find them that way. People love to talk about what they're really excited about. So if you're doing great care, you're providing great services and giving great care, they're gonna spread the word. Just like if you're providing bad care, horrible care, they're gonna spread the word for that. You don't got. I mean, if they're not too excited, you don't got to worry about them just being terribly toxic. But if there's you want to provide good care so you can have good feedback and get referrals. Okay, you have Medicare, Medicaid, and it's not worth it. So can you tell? Okay. Tell me a little bit about why it's not worth it. Because this is not just for general purposes. I also, because like I said, I was thinking about it. So what is your take on why is it not worth it to get Medicare, have Medicaid? Do you feel like sharing with that with me, Sherry? Why it's not worth it? And I'll repeat it on the chat so everybody can hear what you type. We're talking about Medicare, Medicaid. Good morning, Vanessa. Um, okay, the reimbursement rates are low. Do you feel like sharing? Can you share? Are you comfortable sharing what the reimbursement rates are for your market? Or you can just give us like a general numbers or like, a spread. So we're talking to Sherry here, and she's saying that she doesn't use Medicaid, and I was thinking about starting Medicaid for myself, but decided against it because of what she's saying, and something a friend of mine had just told me that it's probably not going to be worth it to me. He's another operator. He's one of my students actually that I helped get his company started, but he went in a different direction. He's he's on my marketing and stuff. Y'all see his face like on the program on the website. Uh, One of my success stories. But I still asked him. So I even asked him for like because he does the Medicaid, and I'm like, yo, is it worth it? He like, bro, it's not. You're not gonna the amount of stuff that the state put you through for those little dollars, it just don't be adding up. So she was saying that vaccine. What does that mean? She said vaccine. What you mean by that, Isabel? Vaccine. So $5 per every 15 minutes. Yeah, that's gonna be a headache just even thinking about that. Like you don't even gotta say nothing else. Like what does that even mean? Like who's gonna be calculating 15-minute blocks of time? That's a lot. Um, so let's do the math real quick. If it's $5 per 15 minutes, that's $20 an hour, right? How many times 15 is in a see that's 30. No, hold on. 5, 10, 2 is 30 minutes. So that's $10 every 30 minutes. So that's $20 an hour. Yeah, that's $20 an hour. That's $20 an hour. I don't know why I'm acting like I'm retarded. Every 15 minutes. So that's $20 an hour, right, Sherry? Do we have to do or it if it under their regular? If do you mean to work for somebody? Do you have to get a vaccine, or do you have to do? I don't understand your vaccine question, Isabel. You got to type it a little different. If I can see what you're saying. Yeah, okay, so it is $20 an hour, which is $20 an hour isn't bad. I mean that makes sense for us in our market. That's our starting rate. So we start our private pay clients at 20. So it's not. I guess it wouldn't be that bad. I guess that'll make sense. Are getting? Is there a minimum hours that you're requiring? Like so for 20 hours for $20, that's the minimum that that's the minimum for us, and they have to get a decent amount of hours before they can get that 20. So that's that $20 rate. So are you telling me that are they getting are is it what's the minimum amount of hours? Okay, so it's based off a client. So what's the average hours that you're getting per Medicare client? Like say daily. Are you going off? Are you doing it daily? Or let's just say weekly. What's the minimum hours that you would get um per one of those clients weekly? So is it 20 hours a week, 30 hours a week, stuff like that? In order to accept money from the government, do we have to be vaccinated? To get Medicare? No, they're not gonna check your vaccine if you vaccinated. But I mean, if you're doing business, if you're in the healthcare field, I would suggest you get vaccinated. Or if this is not an industry if you don't, if you wanted a non, if you went to like the non-vaccine game, if that's your thing, not getting vaccinated, and I don't suggest the medical field is where you need to be because in anything, in most of everything that we deal with has something to do with health, and we have faith in the medical community, so we're not like in any kind of we don't oppose vaccine because we believe in it because we don't have really no choice. That's the only the government and the medical community up to this point has been taking care of us, so we feel like shit. Why would we deviate now just because whatever? And that's why I said getting caught up in trends and stuff like that. Don't let that uh, ruin your business. If it doesn't make sense for you to get a vaccine, then don't get it. But I would suggest if it does make sense for you and there's no medical reason not to get it, go ahead and get it, especially if you plan on being in the medical field in any capacity, working or starting a business. You want to have a vaccine. I'm um I'm not into all that anti-vax situation. I feel like that's idiotic, especially if we've been taking vaccines our whole life. So that's that. I don't want to turn this into one of those kind of conversations because we know how that can get. But definitely, if you plan on being in this industry, I'm not saying that to answer your question, Medicaid or the state is not going to stop your license or anything if you're not personally vaccinated. But if you're not making your caregivers get vaccinated, you're gonna probably run into some issues. No, sure, you fine. No, you fine. You ain't gotta type if you drive. I ain't going nowhere. You gotta stop and we can talk later, post it later. Don't try to text and drive. We is not talking about nothing that serious. So she said, I thought there was one. Hold on. Okay, Sherry's giving us some good information here. So I hope you guys are paying attention to the chat. 5 hours, depending on how many days the client gets, they might only get 3 days. So sorry, I'm driving. I thought that was one of the reasons it wasn't worth being under regulations. That's all. So 4 to 5 hours, depending on what the client qualifies for, they may only get 3 days, depending on their assessment. Okay. All right, I understand that. And could you tell me a little bit how that reimbursement works? How long, what do you have to go through to get paid from Medicare, Medicaid? What do you have to go through personally for you to get paid? If you can answer that. Like how much documentation is it? Can you just do it in like hours or time? Do you have to do like spend it like 30 minutes on paperwork, an hour on paperwork, multiple hours on paperwork just to get paid? Like that's the question I'm asking. That's good stuff, though. I appreciate your willingness to share that with us. Really helpful. Because a lot of us is thinking that that's the way, but it's really not. Um, and I mean, I guess it just boils down to numbers. If it makes sense to you, if you could do the numbers and get it done. And I'll read your message here shortly. Okay, it says it's no, it's pretty simple. They have their own system though. Okay, for billing, and now you can bill Medicaid through the EVV system. It's a lot of it's a lot to get into the program. As far as paperwork depending on your state, you most definitely will need other sources of revenue coming in with a Medicaid program. Okay, great. um, so how about you? Are you confident in your ability to help people get set up with Medicaid? Because I'm sure we could probably there's a lot of people in my that reach out to me that probably would need help with that. If that's something you would want to help some of the other operators and owners do, we can work together on that if that's something you're interested in. That'll help you with some revenue, and that could definitely help other people get set up as well. If that's something you're interested in, you have time for. That's something we could talk about, Sherry. It just something I thought about. So this slide that you see here, becoming bankable, is something that we like to stress, and it's something that I feel like is very important. I didn't realize how important it was in the beginning of my business because I just never felt like I would ever need, or I guess I never thought about loans or business credit, even a home equity line of credit is some of the things that I'm looking at now to expand and grow the business. Whereas before, I was just doing everything off, what I made, my profit, my savings, and that's how I would reinvest. Now I'm looking to get more into bank financing, we understand it for when it's buying properties, because it's leveraged against the property when you get a mortgage or something like that. But what about, I want to grow my business. Like it's some new strategies that I want to implement. How do I get funding for that? So this is where business banking becomes very important. And I went through a business. I went through a private lender recently, and they made some offers to me. I applied with some private lenders, and their requirements were just terrible because they feel like if you don't want to go through a bank, you want to go through us. We're gonna make it a little bit. We're gonna they're gonna be a little bit more harder on it. They was giving me the money with no real they's giving me the money no problem, but it was based on the amount of revenue I generated each month, and they look at that. They don't look so much at your credit and stuff like that because the money these are really short term loans. But for example, for 25,000, I'd have had to pay almost 35, like 33,000 back. And I was like, that's just way too much. So I decided against it. So I've been really back focusing on just trying to get the banks, get a good line of credit with the banks, trying to build up a strong line of credit with the bank so I can do things in my business that I need to do to expand and grow, and just not even just expand and grow for the sake of more money, expand and grow so you can stay. stay keep your doors open. Because if you're not growing, you're not if you're not growing and you're not expanding, you're heading to you're heading in the wrong direction. Either you're growing or you're dying. There's no in between with a business. Okay, Sherry. Yeah. So like, yeah, if it's no if it's something that you're interested in, it's nothing it's something that I just shot out there. If it's something that you could do, let's talk about it. If not, then we'll move on. But I know I get a lot of people interested in getting set up like that, and in different states. So different states have different requirements and offer different rates. So just like the states, some states are harder to get into. Some states are you know pay a lot more. So like for example, I know the state of Pennsylvania pays quite a bit for um for their programs, and it makes sense for people to be in those programs because of how much the state does pay. So it's just all relative to your marketplace and stuff like that. So okay, you said you're on the waiting list for VA, and then the taxes are crazy. What state are you in? I should have asked that first. What state are you in? Oh, Missouri. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I heard about Missouri. Missouri is difficult. And tell us about the VA. What are you doing with the VA? What do you mean by the waiting list? Are you waiting to get so you can provide services to the VA? See, I don't do none of that stuff personally. I'm strictly private pay. I was asking about the VA and what that list looked like. What are you waiting to do with the VA? But yeah, we appreciate your time this morning, and hopefully you we asking you all these questions. Hopefully you getting something out of this as well. Okay, great. Makes sense to me. Makes sense to me. Good stuff. Good stuff. I appreciate that. She says she's on the waiting list to provide services. Not sure how long it takes, but she has people calling, as you know, with VA benefits, and she wants to be able to offer services to them. And it was as simple as just going to the VA, getting registered with them as a licensed agency. I would imagine. So you said you downloaded a lot of forms from the business in the box. You already had it, huh? You didn't realize you had all them forms already, and that's a lot of people. They be getting it, don't even look at it. It's a lot of stuff in there, and then you use it at different stages of your business. One second. Yeah. Tell me what are some of the documents that you're using now that you got out of there that you're gonna be using now? So she answered her y'all vaccine question. So there you got it. You don't have to be vaccinated. Oh, okay. She said she got the facility agreement form, operational forms, and some marketing materials. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, it's time to get back out in the marketplace, man. We can, the COVID is pretty much all the COVID restrictions is pretty much lifted. In the majority of locations, like still some federal stuff, like some government stuff, but for the most part, you can move around and get back into these hospitals and these facilities and start, informing them about your business and start liaisoning with these different organizations um, to get the, start building your referral network up again and get your business out there. And it's a lot of new opportunities because a lot of people didn't make it. A lot of people starting their companies. A lot of new companies out there, but a lot of companies failed. So it just opens up a lot of opportunities for us that are still here and able to do the business and provide great services to the seniors in the community. So um, download those marketing materials, get some folders, and get out there in the public and start sharing the message of affordable. My message is always high quality home, high quality care at affordable rates, and that's what we try to do. That's what we try to stick to in all our marketing and all our messaging. And then all of our services, we try to provide the best services we can, and while staying, reasonably priced in a very pricey market because home care is very expensive. Does anyone have any more questions that we can answer before I get off of here? If you do, feel free to post them in the chat. I'm hop off of here shortly. So get some more. Let's try to get some more questions answered before we hop off of here. We don't have any more questions for this for this morning. If not, that's okay. We can. I'm gonna be trying to do this every morning that I can. So if you think of something or you see this later on and you didn't catch it while it's live, just come back to my Alan Cheney business coaching page, and you can hop on these lives every morning that I do them, and or you just go to the page and then click notifications so you'll get notified when we're live. So if that's it, thanks Sherry. Thanks for everything. If you're interested in working with me on some stuff, let's just reach out to me and then we'll go from there. Hopefully we can help some people get set up. If not, we can help each other the best we can. And I definitely want to see how if I can continue to help you. I'm glad you was able to take advantage of some of the documentations in the business in the box. And hopefully some of the other stuff that we had was helpful as well. So with that, I'm gonna hop off of here, and it was nice hanging out with you guys. Take care.